one of country music's finest entertainers and singers, Mr. Papa Top, Jim Ed Brown himself.
Way to go. That's good.
How are you, Jim Ed?
You do it better than I do, and I've had a few years practice.
Oh, I don't know about that, but I appreciate it.
Good evening to you.
Oh, thank you. I'd like to thank you for being here on my program.
It's my pleasure.
Hey, I know you're a busy guy, Jim Ed, so maybe, I guess let's start at the beginning, if that's all right with you.
That's a long time ago.
Now
that's fine. No, you start wherever you want to start, sir, and I'll try my best to answer the best I can.
Oh, thank you. You're a native of Sparkman, Arkansas, correct?
That's where I was born,
One of 5 children.
Yes.
Now, from an early age, you started listening to the Grand Ole Opry every Saturday night on a battery-powered radio. And was that with your sisters, too?
Right. Well, that's right, with Maxine and Bonnie. Well, Bonnie was a little normal, but Raymond, my brother, we all listened, yeah. When we could get it, if it's a bad night or if there's, a lot of clouds and all, we sometimes couldn't get it. But
yeah,
being a 50,000-watt clear channel radio station, we could get it pretty good.
So, how old were you when you first learned how to play the guitar?
Ooh, golly. I must have been about 10 or 11 whenever I first started, getting interested a little bit in it. But I didn't have a guitar or anything. My uncle had a guitar, and I just would, watch him or something. But I must have been 14 or 15, maybe 16 years old.
Now, had you already been singing before you learned how to play the guitar, or did that come afterwards?
Well, yeah, just singing without accompaniment, yeah.
So,
but, the guitar came along, that helped a lot.
So who were some of your earliest musical influences, if you had to name a few?
Well, I guess Eddie Arnold would have been, Roy Acuff, Ernest Tubb, Bill Monroe, some of the early members of the Opry.
And so you started harmonizing with your older sister, Maxine, at first, correct?
Started out that way. Started out singing with my brother. But then whenever he died, well, then Maxine and I started singing together. But she's the one that she kept it going for a long time there.
And so a few years later, you and Maxine began to perform occasionally on local radio stations.
Well, there was only one. There was a station there in Pine Bluff after we moved to Pine Bluff called KCLA that there was a fellow and his wife that had a radio show every Saturday, and we sometimes, if I wasn't working in the woods or if I was off or something, we'd go out there and just sit in and listen to them. But golly, I must have been, I guess, 14 or 15 years old by then, maybe 16. And Maxine, before she graduated from school and moved to New York, moved to Little Rock.
And it was also in Little Rock that you started performing on a radio program.
Barnyard Frolic,
The Barnyard Frolic on a...
Called the Barnyard Frolic, yeah.
On KRAL?
Pardon?
On KRAL radio?
KARK, excuse me, I think it was. But later it went to another station, and that was after we left, and I don't remember the call letters of the station, but after we left it, well then there was another radio station come in and started picking it up.
And that program, wouldn't you say, was really sort of a jump start for your career?
Oh, I guess you could say it was. It was something that I didn't plan, but they invited me to come in and sing a song or two every once in a while, so I did.
And wasn't it around that time that you and Maxine wrote what was to become your first hit record? Excuse me.
Looking Back to See, Yep.
And you recorded that on a small record label, Faber Records, and so
Faber.
Faber Records.
Faber Records, and he was out of California. Wayne Rainey took a copy of our record out to him, and he liked it, and he called us, and he started recording us. We recorded our first record in Shreveport, Louisiana, KWK Studios in Shreveport, Louisiana.
So what was it like to record your first records?
Oh, God, it's scary. Very scary because, Jim Reeves played rhythm guitar on it. Floyd Kramer was playing piano.
Oh, wow.
But it was, yeah, it was, it was very scary, if that's what you mean, because we had never been in a big studio like that, or never done any recording or anything else. So it was, it was quite a deal.
And so, looking back to see brought you and Maxine to national attention, and you joined the Louisiana Hayride. Right around that time, and
yeah, actually, we Horace Logan hired us before our record was even out to be on the Hayride. So that was quite a thrill for us.
And then you went on to Red Foley's Ozark Jubilee television program.
Yeah, that was a television, nationally televised program, and we just felt that Jim Reeves tried to get us to go to the Grand Ole Opry whenever he left the Hayride, but we didn't do it, and we ended up going to the Ozark Jubilee in Springfield.
And that was around the time when one of your other sisters, Bonnie, joined the group.
No, Bonnie joined us in '55. Well, yeah, whenever she graduated from high school. But all of this was about the same time, in '54 and '55.
So you and your sister scored a top 10 hit with Here Today and Gone Tomorrow.
Right.
And then, following that, Chet Atkins signed you to RCA Victor Records.
Right.
And so that must have seemed like a next big step for your career.
Well, actually, Steve Scholes signed us to RCA. Chet was just getting into playing guitar on sessions and all. He had not yet taken over the duties of A&R for RCA in Nashville. But then it wasn't long after that we started recording with RCA that he did. And then he was at the Methodist recording studios here in Nashville. And that's where he started. And that's where, we came in and we recorded I Heard the Bluebirds Sing and some of those first songs before they built Studio B. They built Studio B after Chet came on to RCA.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that. And you went on to have hits relatively right away again with I Take the Chance and I Heard the Bluebirds Sing, and so... Well, now, were those #1 records?
No, I Take the Chance was. I Heard the Bluebird was not a #1 record. That came out, I was in the Army whenever that came out.